What's up my friends, David Moss Jr. here, and in this video I'm going to go over the two different pumps that you're either going to see in any cold plunge you buy, or the two different pumps you're going to be choosing between if you're building your own DIY cold plunge. So let's get right into it. Now, before I explain the differences between the two pumps, do you know which pumps I'm talking about? I'm talking about a submersible pump, which is a pump that goes down in the water with you, or an inline pump, which is a pump on the outside of whatever you're laying in. Now, theoretically, both pumps are gonna do the exact same thing. They're gonna move the water through your chiller, but there are some key differences. Let me explain. The first pump I want to talk about is going to be the submersible pump. Now this is an Active Aqua Submersible Pump, but you can also use this exact pump as an inline pump as well, which is super convenient. Why I like to recommend this pump is because it's super easy to get, it's super affordable, and you can typically buy them on Amazon and have them at your house the next day. It's over an 1100 gallon per hour pump, which is what you're gonna want to cycle and circulate and move that water through and keep it cool, especially if you're fighting hot temperatures like we have here in sunny Florida. It only pulls 80 watts, which means it's very efficient as far as a pump goes. The second pump we're gonna talk about is gonna be an inline pump. Now, an inline pump is gonna sit outside the reservoir of water. They are air cooled, meaning that if it's super hot outside and they're air cooled, there is a chance of these going bad. I have had more people reach out to me and say, man, what's going on with my pump? My chiller's not working, my cold plunge isn't working, and I'm like, send me some videos and some pictures, let me see what's going on. And they have inline pumps, and inline pumps typically go bad a lot faster than submersible pumps, especially when you're using a pump in cold water. But there are some great benefits to an inline pump. One of the most important benefits is safety. You don't have this entire electronic component inside the water with you. There are some easy ways to avoid shock, and I will go over that with you as well. But the inline pumps are a really great option if you do have that fear of being shocked and you don't want to have any electrical wires inside your cold plunge with you. I know that sounds scary. So how an inline pump is going to actually work is it's going to be on the outside of your reservoir. You are going to need to connect this to your reservoir to pull the water through, and you cannot run these dry. So you do need to make sure that you actually have water inside your pump that's outside the water before you run it, or you will burn it out. I've seen a lot of people have issues with this once again, and I hate when people have issues with their pumps because they're like all excited, they're pumped up and ready to get in their cold plunge, but their pump doesn't work because they ran it dry or it burned out. And that is why I don't personally use inline pumps for almost any of my cold plunges. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't. You got to do what's best for you. So now let's go back to the submersible pump. This is once again the Active Aqua. Price-wise, they're both very similar in price. If you get a similar size pump, typically they're going to be under $100 for an 1100 gallon per hour pump. Now, if you want a bigger pump, by all means, but you really don't need anything much bigger than an 1100 gallon per hour pump. It's going to pump plenty of water for you. Matter of fact, here's a tip. Make sure you use a bigger tube, because the bigger the tube, the more water is going to flow through your pump and through your chiller, keeping your water colder. So if you're having an issue keeping your water cold, make sure you're using a tube bigger than 3/4 inch. So here's how the submersible pumps work. You put these down in the water. You are going to have this cable in the water with you, which is a little bit scary, but I haven't had any issues and I haven't heard of any issues. Quick side note, this is a GFCI extension cord. I use these now on my cold plunges. When I first started plunging and I was using submersible pumps, I'm an idiot. I didn't even think I could shock that I'm sitting in a metal tin with power. Very bad idea. A lot of you reached out and were like, dude, you really need to make sure you're hooked up to GFCI. You need to make sure you turn that thing off. I'm like, whatever. But the more that I started getting in it, my kids started getting in it, my wife started getting in it, safety became a concern for me. So I use these GFCI cords to get in it. There's this little test button. I can click that test button. It cuts off all the power to my system. I can get in, I can plunge. It only takes me 3 to 5 minutes. And then when I get out, I just hit reset and it turns it all back on. I don't have to unplug it. You can, all that fun stuff. But using one of these has been a game changer for me. My kids all know the safety protocols. Before they get in, they hit test, they turn it off, or they unplug it. But most of the time we just use this hit test and it works great. So make sure you invest in a GFCI extension cord. One of these is great, or if you already have one at your house, or if you just want to unplug your system, by all means. Now back to the pump. So the cool thing about the submersible pump, especially this one, and I have a lot of experience with this one, is when you take the cap off, there's already a filter. I'm gonna set this down for a second. There's already a filter built in. So this little mesh filter is pretty thick and it does catch a lot of stuff. It goes right in here to the front, and it's going to keep hair, debris, really anything from going through your pump and then going through your chiller. So if you've watched any of my DIY videos, you'll notice that I also have a strainer. That strainer has caught some stuff, which is great. That lets me know that this is doing a good job, but having the strainer is also very important. So this is going to help to protect your chiller, but also your pump. So inside your pump, this is where the water is going to suck in. Now you have this little adjustment where you can actually close it off. You can open it up to get all of the power and all of the water through. And here's the cool thing, this pump, I didn't realize this, can also be an inline pump. If you unscrew this tip right here, as long as you have water inside there, you can actually set this up as an inline pump. So if you get yourself the Active Aqua Pump, just like I recommend, and I'll have the links in the description below, you can use this as an inline pump or a submersible pump, whatever floats your boat. And the cool thing about this is it's submersible. You put it inside the water, it rests at the bottom of your reservoir, and it's already gonna have water around it, so you don't have to worry about burning it out. The chances of a submersible pump burning out are very, very unlikely, but I have a lot of experience with inline pumps burning out. And that's one of the reasons that I always recommend and choose going with a submersible pump. So as a final recap, submersible pump or inline pump, really, it's your choice. Both are great options. Obviously, I'm gonna always go with the submersible pump. It's been tried and true. I've had mine running for 24/7 for over 365 days. I legitimately have my original pump still working. I've moved it around. I've tried it in some different tanks, and that thing has been a complete champion. I've had no issues with it. This is my backup in case anything goes wrong. I just pulled it out of the box today. I've never had to use it. Inline pumps, I've heard some horror stories. They're a great option, but personally, I'm always gonna go with the Active Aqua. Hey guys, and just for fun, I made these hats that say I like to get cold, just to let people know, because, I mean, do you really cold plunge if you don't let people know? So check these out in my shop down below if you wanna get yourself a hat, a shirt, a tank top, or even a towel. We got all sorts of cool options. Let's get back to the show. Now there is one other option, and that's if you purchase an all-in-one. A lot of companies are coming out with all-in-ones now, which are gonna have a pump, a chiller built into one setup, one system. Matter of fact, Polar Monkey and multiple other options like Ice Up Industries will sell a chiller on its own, so you can buy that chiller pump setup on your own and have everything built in. I haven't had any real bad experiences with those, but personally, I like to be able to see the components, so if there's an issue, I can adjust and fix them. But those are some great options as well. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video is helpful for you. All I'm trying to do in these videos is to help you make the best decision for yourself. There's a lot of options out there, and I'm trying to bring the best options to you. If you have any questions that I did not go over, please post those in the comments below. I like to respond to every single comment I get. If this video was helpful, press that little like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, maybe consider doing so. Either way, I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you on the next video, and God bless. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if it was helpful at all, you're gonna wanna check out this video right here. This is a video I shot not too long ago, and we talk about the different chillers and which chiller might be the best option for you. So check this video out right here.